Good morning, boys and girls. We are going to do our fun seahorse craft now. But before we do that, Miss Lori just showed you guys some different ocean animals, and I did a really fun ocean experiment with paper towels. I'm going to show it to you again because I want to explain how I did that. Okay? First, let me show you what a seahorse looks like, because that's what we're going to see when I put the paper towel in the water. Here's our friend, the seahorse. Okay, and we'll talk more about him in a second, but just so you see what he looks like. Okay? Now, what Miss Lori did with this paper towel experiment, I'll show you how to do it. You take 2 paper towels, okay? And Mom and Dad, you can help with this. I use the kind that's already attached. It's easier. So on the bottom paper towel, you draw your picture. Miss Lori drew a seahorse, a purple seahorse, and some seagrass, okay? Then you put another paper towel over it, okay? And then Miss Lori just made the ocean. I made some waves. Not on top of your seahorse or whatever picture you want to draw. Do it where you didn't draw, okay? So I put some waves there. Then all you do is you put it in the water. Watch, Mr. Rick, this is going to happen so fast. There's my ocean. Where's my seahorse? Can you get down? Look. Can you see this happening? Okay, you ready, Mr. Rick? Where's my seahorse, Mr. Rick? There he is! There he is! There he is. Okay, and you know why this happens? Can you guess? It's because when you put marker on the paper towel absorbs the marker. Then you put it in the water, and then the paper towel absorbs the water so you could see through that first top layer. So you guys could do that at home with Mommy and Daddy, but only do it once because we don't want to waste paper towels. Okay, Miss Lori's going to move this. Excuse me, Mr. Rick, I'm just going to move this. Okay, here I come. I'm back. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Miss Lori read you a really fun story called Mr. Seahorse by our good friend Eric Call. We know him. He's a great author, right? The Hungry Caterpillar. We did a flower activity with his art this year. Okay, and we are going to make a seahorse like Eric Call makes his seahorse in the book, because he not only wrote it, the story, but he illustrated. He drew the pictures. All right? Here's the word seahorse. Starts with the letter S, okay, like Samson. All right, so let's talk a little bit about seahorses and then we'll get to our fun craft. Okay, so here's a seahorse. We'll start with this guy, all right? A seahorse lives in the ocean, and it's called a seahorse because of its head. Look at it. Look at this seahorse's head. It looks like a horse, and that's how he got his name. Now, a seahorse is a fish, believe it or not. It's a kind of a fish, and its body is covered with very hard bony plates, okay? And that helps protect it from other enemies in the sea. He's got a tail. Now look at his tail. Can you see his tail, Mr. Rick? Seahorses love to wind their tail around seagrass and seaweed, and they hold on. Okay, and they float around the ocean. And his eyes and his mouth is all the way up there. And right over here, the boy seahorses have on their tummy a pocket. And they carry around eggs in their pocket after the mommy lays the eggs in his little pocket. And the man carries those eggs around in the ocean until they hatch. And we saw that in our story. Remember how the babies hatched out of the daddy's pouch or pocket, okay? Here's another, and when a baby seahorse is born, guess how big it is? The size of an M&M. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute, Mr. Rick? Okay, look at this guy. Isn't that a beauty? That's a rainbow seahorse. Beautiful, and lives in the ocean. Okay, and guess what? A seahorse is the slowest swimmer in the ocean. Very bad swimmer, very slow. But it can move. It swims forward and backward and up and down, okay? Now, one other fact I want to tell you about seahorses, guess what? When a seahorse is in the ocean, okay, all it does is eat. It eats and eats and eats and eats and eats. Loves to eat, okay? All right, so now you know a little bit about seahorses. We looked at 2 pictures, and here we go. We are going to make a really cool picture that's going to look like this. Remember in our story, we saw that a lot of fish in the ocean, seahorses included, they love to hide behind the seagrass or the seaweed. All right, it's also called kelp. The fish love to hide behind there. And we saw that in our book. Remember, I'll just show you quick. Remember that? Remember this fish here, like he was hiding behind the brown grass? And then we moved the page, and there he was. So we're going to make our seahorse hiding in the grass. And that's what it's going to look like. Peekaboo. Okay, so the first thing we need, moms and dads, the Seahorse Craft PDF I put up, it's the seahorse and the seagrass. Just make sure you get that line in there too, okay? And what I did, I cut them, I printed them, cut them out and put it on paper that was a little bit better than computer paper, a little bit tougher. Okay, that was your first step, okay? So I printed them, cut them out, all right? You're also going to need a piece of blue paper to put your seahorse on when he's all done, and I'll show you that. Okay, now, next thing I did was I took my seagrass and I made it green. I used a sponge and I sponged it green. You know why I used a sponge? Because a sponge comes from the ocean. It's an animal that lives in the ocean. So I wanted to use my sponge to make my seagrass. I'm not going to do that now, okay, but that's how it came out. I just sponged it green. You guys could even just put it on green paper if you want. Okay, so here we go, some cute little guy. Okay, here we go. We are going to do our Eric Carle art. Now remember, Eric Carle loves to do layering with his art. He puts one color down, then another color, and then another color, and he uses all cool things to make the picture look really different, okay? All right, Mr. Rick, are you ready? First thing we're going to do is we're going to paint our seahorse yellow with a tinfoil ball, because remember we said that the seahorse is like bumpy. He's got all those bony plates on him. So we want to make him look a little bumpy. So here's what you do. Mom and Dad give the kids a piece of tinfoil, and you could help them do this. Make a ball out of it, and make sure you pinch a little on top for a handle so they could handle it. They could hold it. And then just hit it to flatten it, okay? And that's it. Here we go. I'm going to dip it in some yellow paint. And boys and girls, this is the fun part. Remember, pat, 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 pat. Keep dipping and patting and dipping. And see how it looks bumpy, Mr. Rick? You looking at this? Isn't that cool? Comes out bumpy. All right. This is going to get our whole seahorse all nice and bumpy with my tinfoil ball. Okay. All right, so there's my yellow down first. Okay, that was the tinfoil ball. The next thing I want to do is make it look a little even more bumpy. So I'm going to take some bubble wrap. And moms and dads, if you don't have bubble wrap, a potato masher works well. It gives the same effect. Okay, so I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to paint right onto my bubble wrap. Boys and girls, just paint your bubble wrap, see? Just like this. See? Just like that, you paint it. Paint a big piece of it. Okay, and after you press it down, you're going to press it on your seahorse. You're going to have to like maybe repaint it. Okay, and then you pick it up. And you guys just press it onto your seahorse and lift it up. And see the little bumpy look? It looks bumpy, right? Isn't that cool? Here we go again. I'll do a little there. Look at that, Mr. Rick. Do you like that? It's kind of cool. Okay, and one more. We'll go on his tail there. Okay. and there. See what he looks like so far? Okay, we're going to do one more thing now. You ready? The next thing we're going to do is Mom and Dad take an egg carton, cardboard egg carton, and I just separated 4 of them, but I kept them attached. Okay, boys and girls, what you're going to do is turn it over like that, and you're going to paint just the little circles there, see? I'm going to use pink. Use different colors so it shows up. Okay, this is where he's going to whoopsies. Paint the circle, the bottoms there, there's circles. And then just take it, and it even has its own little handle for you, and just go press. And look, now I have bigger circles there. You see that? Okay, a little more. And press. Okay, so now look. Doesn't he look cool? He looks like a bumpy, spiny seahorse hanging out in the sea. Finishing touch, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I think you're going to want to. If you have glitter at home, sprinkle a little glitter to make them look all pretty and fancy schmancy. Okay? And there you have your beautiful seahorse. Now, Mom and Dad, I'm going to show. Now, guys, it has to dry, okay? Now, when he's all dry, don't forget to give him an eye and a little mouth over there, all right? Now, watch. Moms and dads, you could help out with this part. At the very bottom of your blue paper, put a thin layer of glue. I'm going to put just tape, just so it goes quicker right now, okay? All right, take your seahorse, and you're gonna put your seahorse on your paper when it dries. All right, Miss Lloyd's just showing you how to do it. It's gotta dry before you do this. Put his head at the very top, okay? So you have your tape down there, and then you glue down your seahorse, okay? Then you take your grass, your seagrass, whether it's green or whatever color you do there, and you're gonna glue it just on the bottom where I put the tape, a thin line of glue, and then you just tape it down like that. And this is all gonna be loose. So what happens is you have it glued down, seahorse glued down, and there you have it. It's like the page in the book. Where's the seahorse? He's hiding in the grass. And all you have to do is move the grass down, and there he is. Okay? So there's your seahorse craft with your seahorse hiding in your seagrass or seaweed. Okay, guys, I hope you had fun. Don't forget to take pictures and show Miss Lori and Miss Jessie your beautiful seahorse crafts. Okay, guys, see you later. Love you.